Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Joe. I have some questions regarding your lives as a whole. So, how did raising Pip after your parents passed affect you?
Well, when my parents passed, I was actually quite sad. But I had to acquire Pip as my son, and I usually looked to him as a brother, so it was quite awkward for me to raise him up as my son.
See. So, how did you feel when Pip gained status and left the house?
I was quite glad to see Pip leave the house and become its own character, and I don't think my husband felt the same way.
I was very proud of Pip when he left the house, coming into his own, becoming a gentleman. I was very, very, very proud.
I see.
But I was also just glad to see him go because I didn't want to take care of him anymore.
Oh, okay. So do you resent having to raise Pip as a whole?
Yes, I do quite resent having to raise Pip.
I loved raising Pip. He was a great child, and I consider him almost more a friend than a child.
So I have a quote from Pip's, then it says, "Trouble?" echoed my sister, Mrs. Joe. Trouble? And then entered on a fearful catalogue of all the illnesses I had been guilty of, and of all the acts of sleeplessness I had committed, and all the high places I had tumbled from, and all the low places I had tumbled into, and all the injuries I had done myself, and all the times she had wished me in my grave, and I had continuously refused to go there. Do you truly wish Pip dead, Mrs. Joe?
I really don't wish Pip dead. I just didn't want to be like his mother figure and like taking care of him.
See. So, Joe, are you happy and content being a blacksmith?
Yes, I love my job. I've worked on it for many years. I'm very good at my trade. Though I'm not a very educated man, I'm happy in my life.
Ah. So, how did you two end up together? I have another quote from Pip, and it says, "He was a mild, good-natured, sweet-tempered, easygoing, foolish, dear fellow, a sort of Hercules in strength, and also in weakness. I had known, from the time when I could speak, that my sister, in her capricious and violent coercion, was unjust to me. So how did you two end up together? You seem to be very contrasting in your views."
Well, I knew from the moment I saw her that she would be my wife. I love her so much. She's the best thing to happen in my entire life.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I really wasn't expecting to have to raise Pip, so.
So you two are happy being together?
Pip kind of just got in the way.
Ah, I see. So, Joe, when did you start working as a blacksmith? Was it before or after you guys got married?
It was before. I became an apprentice to a blacksmith in my town when I was 12 years old and had my own shop by the time I was 18.
Ah, so what was the best thing to happen to you? And what would you consider the worst?
I'd consider marrying my husband, Mr. Joe, the best thing. And having to acquire Pip as my son and not as like a brother figure was probably the worst.
I see. Mr. Joe?
I would agree that marrying my dear wife was the best thing that happened to me. And though there are bad things that have happened in my life, I first focus on the positives.
I see. So, what would have to happen to make you two speak out, defend a stranger in public?
Well, for me, it would have to be somebody I knew and that I loved and really cared for me to speak out and lead them in public.
For me, if I saw anyone being treated unjustly, then I would step in because I believe that everyone should be treated equally.
Well, thank you guys for sitting into this interview. It was wonderful. Thank you for the honest answers. That will be all for today.
Thanks.
Thank you.